Live from Los Angeles, welcome to Good Morning LaLaLand. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Justin Moyer. This is Good Morning LaLaLand, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Now also available on Apple TV and Roku. Good Morning LaLaLand.
Right, it's Thought Thursday, and I'm like, what day of the week is it? I have no idea. But I think there's some post-holiday blues or whatever out there. So we're going to talk about how to break through the boredom, the blues after. Sometimes that sets in after a holiday like 4th of July. All those sugars have gone through your system and you're a little lagging and whatever. So excited to talk about that today. We have so many amazing guests in the house, and I know people are all over the world, hopefully with their families, celebrating for a long week. But we're here in Los Angeles, and it's a gorgeous, hot day in the city. And we have some technical issues. We've got a little sound up here, so I'm gonna move close so we can be heard in this segment. So
no mic.
Oh, Rob has been muted, but we are so excited to welcome to the show a few of our favorite guests this morning. From Kate to Kate Crusader, Mr. Burt Ward is in the house. Good morning, Burt. How are you?
Hello, citizens.
Woo, hello. We are so excited to be in your presence today and being able to celebrate Gentle Giants. It's so giant, I can't even hardly carry this thing. Right? Oh my gosh, we're incredibly honored to be here with you. And Dr. Zagoni, AKA Dr. Z, Medical Director at Gentera. Good morning, gorgeous.
Good morning.
Ah, doesn't just glow.
She does.
Here on Good Morning LaLaLand, we like to know, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine like, Dr. Z?
So two things. Before I even open my eyes, I ask myself, what am I creating today? And literally that's the only way I've stopped having to snooze 6 times in a row. And that kind of gets me set for being in alignment with my vision. And then I take a contrast shower. So 3 minutes hot, 30 seconds ice cold, back and forth 3 times, end on ice cold. And my body and my mind are ready for the day.
The ice cold thing? Yes. I am so impressed. What do you feel like it really does to shift your mindset, Dr. Z?
So from a medical perspective, we're actually working with the nervous system, and that hot and cold helps expand and contract the cells, which creates that electrical potential. So stop me if I'm getting a little too technical, but our nervous system runs on electricity. So when we do that hot and cold and get that pumping action, we actually are making our nervous system work better. And we also are increasing blood flow to the deep organs, so we're getting a little detoxification. So both energy, increased cellular metabolism. It's biochemistry, really, and it's so fun. And you feel it in your mind.
Sounds so hot. Pun intended. Wow, thank you for sharing that. Burt, what's your morning routine like? I mean, you have a house full of Gentle Giants. I can only imagine how much fun it is when you wake up in the morning.
Well, they're there 24/7, so it's not just the mornings, but in our house we have more than 50 dogs. And for the last 24 years, my wife and I have rescued more than 15,500 dogs, all of which would have been put to sleep if we hadn't been there to save them. And so for us, letting out a lot of dogs in the morning and caring for them, and at the same time working. My wife and I work about 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, but we love the dogs, and we also now have developed, as we'll be talking about, our new dog food. We operate as a charity. We don't take any money from this, but we have dogs living 27 years, when to our knowledge, no one in the world has ever had dogs that lived as long or as healthy as we have them living. And it's a whole program, just like the doctor has her things that she does with dogs. It's how you care for them, how you feed them, and it's what you feed them.
Oh, I'm getting my little love puffs on your Gentle Giants program right now.
Seriously, that's incredible. 27 years.
27 years. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time and talent with us. We are excited to talk to you more later in the show.
he's a true Batman. I mean, it's like way beyond anything we've seen in the movies, right?
Yeah, superhero on every level.
Yes, for sure. So,
yeah, real life crusader right here. Robin is in the house. So, Erin, how was your 4th of July?
It was mellow like every single 4th of July I've ever had in Los Angeles. So, of course, you know, we went and worked out. We hit the Equinox. They got me out, Ryan and her, and it was so much fun. We were laughing, cracking up so hard, right?
The gym was packed. I thought, oh, easy breezy. We're going to go in there. Nobody's going to be there. I didn't wear makeup. And my God, it was a scene. You couldn't find parking. I was like, thank God Erin was there. We could double team this. It was a party at the gym. It was pretty wild.
It was hilarious. And so Ryan, big shout out to him. So he puts this, this one, set or whatever you want to call it. I don't know the lingo of the gym, but he has this like at all these different stations doing all this stuff. And then I was like, I want to do that thing. What is it called? It's like this thing that the whole thing shakes and you're supposed to do squats on it and all this stuff. And it's supposed to detox at the same time. And then he had us doing like crunches on it and my butt was vibrating so hard. I was like, my ass isn't like this.
So she just stood there and meditated in true Dr. Erin form. I'm like, Erin, you're not doing the exercise. She's like, I'm detoxing.
I can appreciate that.
That's true. It was so funny because if you've ever followed the Instagram account, Overheard LA, this was so fitting because this morning they posted guys screaming on the phone. It reminded me of our time at the gym. It was go brush your teeth, go do some squats, stop worrying about whose picture I liked on Instagram. Okay? Overheard in LA.
I love
work.
that.
Were you sore today?
Right? No, I mean, it's been great because I've worked out. It's been like a week or a week and a half now we've been working out, and I'm like so happy because I hate when you work out so hard that you can't walk.
Yeah.
Then I can't work out for a few years. I'm like, this is like doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So it's just been just enough to where I'm like sore, but I can still keep working out the next day.
With Ryan, he's an expert. He knows what he's doing.
For
yeah,
sure.
It's awesome. It's amazing. I was at a different gym, but it was packed, like on the 4th of July. And then this morning when I went, empty. It was like night and day. Crazy, yeah.
No, everybody's got like weekend vibes now.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, Thursday, Friday, forget about it.
So true.
This whole holiday thing in the middle of the week, though, it's like it's confusing.
It's very confusing. Today I did wake up and was like, wait, is it Sunday? No, it's Thursday. I was so confused.
Do you take off the other part of the week or the first part of the week, or do you just take the whole thing, forget it, right?
It's like you got senioritis halfway through the week.
Exactly. Thank you for not taking a break from wrestling Good Morning LALALAND because we have a great show. I was really excited. Getting fit with Ryan got me fit for the latest editorial shoot I did with Rochelle Godric. I'm wearing one of her pieces today. She's an incredible designer, LA-based, hailing all the way from New Zealand. And we did this whole patriotic theme. So you'll have to check out my Insta
yeah, you gotta see
Jeslyn.
Her picture's amazing.
Super hot, yeah.
Oh,
they're beautiful pictures.
Thank you. More to come. More to come. It was an incredible collaboration, and we're really just honoring freedom and independence and letting your own light shine, right?
I mean, she just like pulls it out of nowhere. I was like at the gym, I'm like, okay, maybe you should do one of those yoga things. She does her leg, like she can do the splits all the way.
My secret Pilates.
Yeah. She didn't do it. I was trying to challenge her to do that, and she didn't do it.
There's a time and a place.
I love that. Well, we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to actually talk about how to break through boredom, because I know a lot of people after the holiday, it's kind of like, now what? You know, you have these high expectations, let down, whatever. So let's talk about that. Let's take a little break. We'll be right back.
Break.
You got this, girl. Here we go.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me laugh.
That was a good practice run, though. That was a practice run, a little slow on the uptake. Let's.
Hi, my name is Jessie Golden, and I am the creator of The Golden Secrets. Hang on a second, sorry. Can we start over?
I'm Wendy Brokaw. I'm Paula Marshall. By the way, this is politics, okay? This is not ticks. I hated it. Let's do it one more time.
Well, that's why I created Just a Thought meditation recordings, so that you can meditate in your sleep. Pause it there. Can you edit it in?
Being new in town, it gives me a perspective on, oh shit, no, that was wrong.
No, can we start all over? That's too much talking.
No, I'm an actress. I mean, you've seen me, hopefully.
Yeah, it's like so hard. It's so hard. That was so hard.
Once you go chocolate, you don't want to stop it.
Oh, God.
I'll stop.
Let's do it one more time.
Bitching,
Didn't work.
complaining.
Let me do it one more time.
We're gonna
Didn't
do
work.
it one more time.
Ready? And action.
Do I just talk again? If you are vegan, you get a vegan broth. Jesus, guys. Fuck. I'm blah, blah.
I wish my boots looked like yours. Where are they?
It's single issue. Single issue! Single issue!
Andy, did I make it fun yet?
Thank you. It's no longer a golden secret. We're done!
Live from Los Angeles. Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are so excited that you are joining us today, Thursday, Thought Thursday in the house, and we're talking about boredom in this segment. And I'd really like to pose the question to our guest. We've got Mr. Burt Ward in the house, the OG Robin from Cape Crusader to Canine Crusader. Good morning, Burt.
Hello.
Hello.
Wowie zowie.
Oh, we're excited for all the work you've done with Gentle Giants and this incredible new dog food now available at Walmart stores. Amazing.
I love the packaging.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
So I have to think, though, that with 50 dogs in the house, you could probably never be bored. But if you were, how do you break free from that?
Well, actually, my wife takes care of our dogs, but for example, yesterday I was at the wonderful Huntington Beach Parade. I was a Grand Marshal, and I went there the night before to get ready for early in the morning, and then my wife joined me just before the parade, and she could leave for like 6 or 8 hours without having a problem. You know, when you have a lot of animals, you have to care for them. And so with more than 50 in our house, it does take up quite a bit of your time.
And these animals, more than 50, by the way, are the biggest dogs you've ever seen in your whole life. Like, unbelievable. We're going to show you a clip of it later in the show, but that's so exciting. All right, Dr. Z, so what do you do to break through boredom?
I dance.
Yeah. All right. What's your song of the moment?
You know, I'm still on Ed Sheeran's Shape of You. Like, I know maybe I'm a little behind the times, but I'm that or Starboy.
Okay. All right.
Love both those.
Me too. Yeah. I think music is everything. It really can change your mindset.
For sure, absolutely. So excited to talk more with you guys.
Yeah,
on the topic.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here, Wolf.
So today on Thought Thursday, we want to talk about breaking through boredom. And I think it's something that we've all dealt with. I know for sure. In my 20s, it was one of the common themes. I'm bored. Like it was, and some people are like, I've never been bored in my life, right? And I remember people saying like, only boring people get bored, right? But I do think it's important because, you know, from a subconscious perspective, when working with a client around boredom and things like that, you have to look at, is it apathy or is it actually that you're just kind of like, you get to a place where you thought you were going to be excited about life and you get there and you're like, this isn't all that I thought it was going to be. So you've got to like distinguish what kind of boredom's going on with your life. Do you just need to be proactive? Is it something that you're just not, you know, creating a big enough of a game for yourself in your life? Or is it apathy that's coming in? What do you think about that?
I love that. You sort of gave the perfect answer there, Erin. I have to agree with you. I think it's like there's both sort of an outer type of boredom and there's an inner boredom. I think at the end of the day, the essence is a mind that's too busy. That's always what boredom is. It looks like one thing, but it's actually something much different. It's a mind that's too busy, not a body that's not busy enough. That being said, nothing wrong with finding, you know, new creative forms of entertainment. So I know that like when I was living in Philadelphia and I moved to Miami, I was used to like depending on other people to entertain me. Right. Like, and that was part of the problem. Yeah. So when I moved to Miami, I had no friends. I was like, if I'm bored, I must be boring. So I need to like make sure that I go out and find things to do and I can invite people along, but I can't depend on other people.
You know, Rob, that is so key because I think that's why a lot of relationships actually fail.
Boom.
Is because you feel bored in the relationship. You're like, oh, where's the fire? It's been 3 months, 6 months, whatever. I'm bored of this. I'm bored of you. This must not be right. Rather than saying, hey, how am I being my most exciting best self and living my best life? Because if we do that individually, we can do that together.
Go ahead and drop that little mini mic you got there, Jazz.
Because it's certainly an indicator of where you're at personally, you know, and reflecting in relationships I've had, and I thought, oh, maybe this is stagnant or feeling a little bit bored, and then you take a step away from that relationship and you start living your best life on your own and you're like, oh my God, it wasn't him, it's not me, it was that I just wasn't being the best me.
Yeah, it's true.
So true.
And if you're bored in like places like LA or Miami or New York, like, are you serious? Then you're screwed. Like, you have to figure that out. Like, there are so many things to do in LA, Miami, New York. I mean, really any city, there are so many things to do. I mean, it's a big world. And if there's not enough to do in your city, then get out of your city. And I know that's not cheap. Yeah. But it's possible.
But a lot of times it comes down to people actually having a lot of failed things that happen in their life and they get into apathy. So I think that subconsciously we get into apathy when we have done things or tried to fulfill dreams or done whatever in relationships or anything, and we have failures, what we consider failures, and then we kind of just go, oh, I don't really have any hope. There's no real burning fire to like live life. And so when you clean up those things, usually the process is actually to go in and see where they believe that they failed. And actually the epiphanies that most people have is they realize they didn't fail, they chose to like walk away from things. And once they realize they reclaim that power of knowing they can fulfill anything they want, they start to get the zest back in all areas of their life, for sure.
Yeah, it's a good point, and I think there are multiple sort of layers or levels to that. I know that in my life, I would do like new exciting things, take trips, purchase things, and then what happened was, I was bored, I guess, on some level, but it was like I kind of experienced this sensation of like not being fulfilled no matter what I was doing, and then that felt a little bit like boredom, but I think it was a sort of an invitation to dive deeper into discovering what truly does or did fulfill me.
I always thought I just didn't have the budget for it, right? Because it's like, oh my gosh, I need the money to go have the fun so I'm not bored. Well, really, there's a lot of ways you can invest in yourself and spending your time in developing yourself that are totally free. There's so many amazing videos on YouTube and some of the other platforms where you can actually learn something, have a hobby, practice a second or third language. Yeah. And there are reasonable events around your city, right? Go somewhere you haven't been before. Be a tourist of your own town. So if you're in Los Angeles, you can go to the the Autry this weekend. And they're doing their whole Eat, See, Hear program all summer. It's super exciting. And they are playing Rear Window this Saturday. So it's an outdoor movie experience. I love those. I love to watch a movie outside. I think there's nothing more fun to do in LA.
I love this. This is, if you're super busy, you can also DM me because I've got a ton of work to do. So that's always possible. We've all got 1,000 emails.
Like in my 20s, I remember being like bored all the time, and now I don't like get bored. Like it doesn't happen. I can fill up every moment with things that I love to do and creativity, and I think that's one of the things that's fun about entrepreneurship is that it's like the best thing and the worst thing because you're busy all the time and you can stay busy and never complete anything fully, but then at the same time you're never bored. So I love the creativity of being an entrepreneur for sure. So important thing. So the question for you today is, how do you break through boredom? So, DM us, let us know. What are some tip keys, whatever for you? So we want to hear.
Yeah, and we'd love to share them back with you at the end of the show. So really seriously, slide into our DMs, leave us a comment on YouTube, send us a Facebook message, because we want to continue to include you in our conversation.
Right? I mean, you could be bored with your family. You could be on vacation this week with your family and be bored hanging out with your family. So what do you do, right? I mean, I've been there before, so
we've all been there,
right? So we're gonna take a little break and talk to some experts in the back about how they're loving their life, and message us. We'll stay tuned. Be right back.
Hello, Los Angeles. I am your host and producer, Alex Worley, filming inside Focus TV's West Hollywood studio. Welcome to Empowerista, a show dedicated to highlighting female trailblazers and empowering you to turn your barriers into breakthroughs.
Hey guys, I'm Amy Paprat.
And I'm Justin Walter.
And this is What's Good, the show that's dedicated to positive, uplifting news from all over the world.
We are live
from Los Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning LaLaLand. I'm Dr. Erin.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jez Moyer. This is Good Morning LaLaLand, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Now also available on Apple TV and Roku. It's going to be a Good Morning LaLaLand.
Welcome to the very first episode of Sadie Says. I'm your host, Natalie Sadie. Welcome, Daniel Hall. First episode.
I didn't even realize it was your first episode.
Hi, welcome to Dr. Erin Show. It's been a while since we've been here, and I'm so excited because we're going to be talking about discovering your purpose and calling. And I have Elle Russ in the house, thank you so much for coming all the way down here today.
Hi everyone, and welcome back. I'm your host, Tara Tenner, and this is the Model Mama Show. I'm so excited about our guest today. We have Chelsea Cannell-Briggs, who this is literally a blast from the past, you guys.
It's true.
We haven't seen each other since we worked together at Fox Sports.
Hello and welcome back to the show. I am excited and delighted because we have an amazing guest. So thank you, Janie, for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm a fan of both of you.
I'm Jessamine Mollier, and this is LA Unscripted, and I'd love to welcome to my show Mr. Jacques Silverstein. Thank you so much for being here.
It's my great pleasure to be with you.
This is somebody who went from super nerd to supermodel, so I'm so excited. Let's talk to Anna.
Yes.
Anna, you were the winner of our very first Viva Glam model search.
Yeah, you guys were actually my very first photo shoot.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Reshape. I'm Allie Landry, and I am so thrilled to have our next guest. So I am so grateful that you are here with us at Reshape today.
Thank you, Allie. I'm so happy to see you. And you couldn't look more gorgeous if you tried.
Today's guest is best known for being the fitness guru on 6 seasons of The Biggest Loser. He's a New York Times best-selling author. Dolvet. Dolvet, we don't even say Quince anymore. It's just Dolvet. It's like
one name.
Dolvet.
You are tuning in to Slay with Rachel McCourt, and I have a fabulous guest. In studio with me is Liza Glukoff. She's just been named executive producer of programming at Awesomeness TV. We have perfect lighting. We've got some Spa Girl vodka in case we get a little crazy.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Millennial Life. I'm your host, Laura Odegaard, and today we are joined by the very beautiful former Miss California and now a TV host, Natasha Martinez. I'm so happy you're here.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Hello and welcome to The Joe Show. I'm Josephine, and here on our couch today is none other than the heartthrob of Shahs of Sunset, Shervin.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming in today.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Ren Wood Show. I am so excited for my guest today. I have the beautiful Bianca Hayes. Thank you so much for being here, Bianca. Give me a hug.
For this episode of Purpose, I'm your host, Brittany Zonker. I'll see you next time.
Hola, yo soy Gina Moreno y soy una reportera aquí en Los Ángeles. Para mí, mi pasión es para decir las historias de las personas que han luchado lo imposible. Todas las entrevistas aquí en Focus TV.
Hi, I'm Gina Moreno, a reporter here in Los Angeles, and my passion is to tell people's stories, the stories of people who have accomplished the impossible. For all the interviews, make sure to watch Focus TV.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLaLand. It's an absolute honor to welcome Burt Ward to the show from the original Batman series. Robin is here.
Hello.
King Crusader to Canine Crusader, Gentle Giants, and you are saving the lives of some of the most beloved pets on the planet.
Yeah, not only saving their lives, but helping them live longer and healthier. And with dogs that are now living, instead of 8 or 9 years, which is the average lifespan of a dog, we have them living up to 27 years.
Right.
Wow. And consistently, we're doubling their lifespan.
Right. So for the people out there watching, you know, LA is a dog mecca.
Yes.
And I mean, dogs, of course, around the world, people love dogs. It's their families, whatever. So we really want to talk about how do people love their pet more? How do they do? I mean, educate us, because we don't know. No one knows. They just think, I'll just go buy some decent food, take care of my dog, take him on a walk, and I'm killing my dog, like literally.
Yes, yes. And it's sad because, unfortunately, it's really all about business. And it's all about money. Because companies that make dog food know something the average person doesn't know, which is the more fat content you put in dog food, the hungrier it makes dogs.
Welcome to my life.
Okay, and if you think about the term stress kills, right? Oh. Think about it. I mean, well, let's use the example. About 6 years ago in Ohio, the man that went into a McDonald's and ate every meal in a McDonald's for a month, okay? He gained 55 pounds and almost died. Why? High fat content. So when you inject massive amounts of fat into dog food, it makes dogs eat more because they're really hungry.
Toxic fat, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Right,
it's not good fats. It's the bad fats. But where situation is that they eat more and they're always hungry because the food is also designed not to stick with them. So if you think about it, if you have something that's 100% in and 100% out, you're going to have an animal that's craving to eat more food because it's not getting the nutrition that it needs.
It's like having a tapeworm in there.
Right.
Exactly. So in our case, what we've done, because we're actually operate nonprofit, my wife and I don't take any money from this. This is all about loving animals. So what we did is we designed a food that is truly healthy, that you don't add any fat to it, okay? And for example, one thing about fat, if you've ever felt dog food, it has a greasy feel to it. Okay, why is that greasy? Because the manufacturers found out that dogs don't like the smell and taste of fat. So when they inject the fat in it, now they got a problem. How do they get the dogs to eat it? So what they found is that after they make it, they spray the outside with chicken fat that dogs will eat to cover up the fat on the inside. And the best example, since you're really health oriented, is that you would never take bacon grease and pour it down your garbage disposal at home because you know it would ruin it. So if you wouldn't pour grease down your garbage disposal, why would you give an animal a food that every single kibble is encapsulated in grease?
Wow, that is absolutely shocking. We have a look at a special video from some of your work with Gentle Giants. Let's take a peek.
These days, Bert and his wife Tracy live with, get this, 50 dogs at their home in Norco, California. They're all rescue dogs. But Tara is his very special pet, and Bert credits her extraordinary long life with a dog food that he makes himself. A low-fat, non-greasy food which they sell under the name Gentle Giants. The dogs are fed 5 times a day. That's over 600 pounds of dog food, costing $14,000 a month.
Wow, $14,000 a month. So you're in Walmart. So help us out. There's someone out there, they love their pet. It's their baby. And they want to give them the best food. Can they afford this versus the other?
Yes, because what our whole concept is, we don't take anything from it. People say all the time, oh, so what does that mean? You mean you just take the profits and donate to your rescue? I said, no, we don't build any profit. We sell it at our cost. And we made a deal with Walmart to bring it to people. Dog food in a pet store, if you want an all-natural food that is healthy, okay, a 20-pound bag sells for $55. A 25-pound bag is $65. Ours is 33-pound all-natural for $34.
Okay, Bert, let me get this straight. You do not make, I mean, you're like this walking angel. I mean, you're way beyond.
It's our charity. You know, everybody, I mean, a lot of people have charities. Ours is animals. So, but it's not just the food, it's how you care for the dog and how you feed your dog. Now, we have a website, it's called GentleGiantsDogFood.com, in which it explains how to properly care for your dog, how to feed your dog. People think, well, what's the big deal? You put the food down. No, you don't put the food down on the floor, ever. Why? Because if you understand that unlike humans, dogs' bodies wear out much faster. Okay, and if a dog doesn't die of cancer or get hit by a car or something bad, their bodies simply wear out. So if you think of it this way, our secret is every stress that you can remove today from your dog's body, you can take that stress and add on to the length of their life. So in terms of food, if you have a dog, you don't ever put the bowl of food on the floor or the water. You elevate it. And there's a specific height for every dog, such that when they come over to eat, they only tilt their head down. Because if you put it on the floor, the dog goes down to eat the food, stands up and chews, down the food, up and down, you're wearing the dog's body out. Another thing, people, if you ask people, how many times a day do you feed your dog? Oh, I feed once or twice. Horrible. It's killing the dog. Well, you say, why is that? But because smaller, more frequent meals. If you ask your own medical doctor, am I better off eating 1 or 2 big meals a day or 4 or 5 smaller meals? They're going to tell you 4 or 5 smaller meals. So if you have an animal that is not designed as well as a human being, it's more important for them to eat. And in the case of, if you've ever gone out and eaten like a too big a meal where you come home and you literally have to lay down to digest your food, that's what happens to a dog every single day if you only feed them once or twice a day. So their bodies have to work so hard, they're not getting food for another 12 hours, they're wearing their body out prematurely. So it's a combination of things.
Such a wealth of knowledge.
Well, I live with it.
And your passion
think of it this way.
contagious.
Think of it this way. If you lived with 15,500 dogs in your house, I'm not talking about outside or something. I mean
with you.
24/7 for 24 years.
But why?
You have to learn.
But why do that? What was the catalyst for this when you and your wife said, you know what, we're going to open up our home to over 15,000 animals?
Right. Well, what the catalyst was, when we moved to where we live in a city called Norco. It's a suburb of Riverside where it's very animal friendly. And we got a dog for our daughter when she was young, and a Great Dane. And we found out that all the ones that we didn't take were being put to death. And these are the big, in fact, it's funny here, the biggest dogs are the most gentle dogs. That's why they call them gentle giants. So we said, wait a minute, why are these dogs dying? It's because there was no rescue for them. And I said, well, to my wife, this is the first week in August 1994. I said, we can't let these dogs die. We got to do something. How about we just take them for a couple weeks, right? And I mean, take them, save them, and then we'll find somebody to take this over. Well, guess what? It's been 24 years. We're still waiting for the person to take it over. I'm patient, but I'm not that patient.
And they're living 4 times as long.
Well, because if you lose a dog, I mean, my wife and I, we would lose the Great Danes at 7 to 9 years. That's their lifespan.
Yeah.
Okay, we sob. We said we got to do something. First, we designed how to feed the dogs, like I just explained. Then we designed how to care for them. Dogs, for example, shouldn't be outside. It shortens their lifespan by as much as 50%. And I mean, there's so much you can learn, all of it which is explained at gentlegiantsdogfood.com. Our Facebook page is Gentle Giants Dog Food and Products. We take nothing from it, but there's a lot of science involved. And if you really love animals, and I must tell you something, you know, when people get older and their kids move out and all that kind of stuff, sometimes that animal is all they have left. That dog, I mean, they love it like their own children. And if you don't take care of them properly, you're going to lose them. Okay, and life is the most precious commodity in the world. And you know, funny, you were talking about boredom earlier. Well, let me tell you something. Come back to that answer. I do have a good answer for you. When you're happy, you're not bored, right? I mean, you can't be bored and be happy at the same time. And I have found there are 3 essentials to happiness. Okay?
Tell me.
Someone to love, something to do, and something to look forward to. If you have those 3 things, you're never bored. In my case, I don't have enough time in life. I have too much to do.
You have 15,000 dogs.
I'm going crazy. No, it's not just the dogs. My wife and I were so busy. And my wife and Tracy, we've been married 29 years, incredibly happy, incredibly in love. She sleeps 2 hours a night since she's 10 years old. And she works 20 hours a day. Wow. Okay? But it's not work. If you enjoy what you're doing, it's not work. Right. So all of this together, we impart our knowledge about dogs, helping people. We have, for example, people can call us 24/7, 365, in the middle of the night or day, about any issue involving their dog. We help them for free.
Wow.
Where in today's world do you get free help? I don't know any place.
So we are just so touched by what you guys are doing in your work, and we want to, for sure, spread the word in every way we can of supporting this.
Thank you.
But we also want to talk about Robin. We
want
to
absolutely.
hear about
I have 2 movies out from Warner Brothers
you do?
right now.
What
yes.
about those?
Okay, let's hear about that.
Okay, so the first one came out about a year ago. It's Batman: Return of the Caped Crusaders. It's animated with my voice as Robin, Adam West's voice as Batman, and it's great. It's wonderful. Hour-and-a-half feature. It's based on the series that we did.
Wait, but rewind, because people watching right now don't know. They might not know. Like, you were the original Robin. So tell us about that.
We have a video.
Perfect.
Oh, you do?
Yes,
Okay,
we
all
do.
right. Well, that's my screen test up there. That
Is
you're
it
showing.
really?
Yeah.
Back there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Where I'm doing the falls and stuff like that.
Oh.
And
Oh my gosh. Did you have any idea when you accepted this role the legend it would become?
no, of course not. No, in fact, there was a lot of competition. There was 1,100 young people, men that were trying out for this role. 1,100.
Wow.
And when they selected me, the producer said to me, his name was William Dozier, executive producer, he said, Bert, would you like to know why we selected you to play this part? And I said, yes sir, I would. And he said, the reason we selected you is because in our minds, forgetting television, if there really was a Robin, I mean the real thing, you personally would be it. So we don't want you to, quote, act.
Wow.
We want you to be yourself and be enthusiastic.
So what were
and that's
you-
what I did. So people say to me, like with our new movies, I have another new movie out called Batman vs. Two-Face, just came out. Adam West does the voice, I do the Robin, and William Shatner plays Two-Face.
Oh, wow.
2 most iconic TV
Yes.
shows in history, the actors working together. And they say, oh, well, Bert, what did it take to get back into the role? I said, it doesn't take anything. It's only me.
It's me playing myself.
But how were you playing Robin in your real life back then? How did they feel like this was your role?
Well, because I was extremely athletic. I was top 3% math and science on the college level, straight A student at UCLA, and at the same time a black belt in karate. And I mean, very, very active physically, mentally, and those were the kinds of things that they envisioned that the character would be. You know, and it's kind of like all-American apple pie. I never drank, I never smoked, never took drugs. You know what I mean? It was not your typical, you know, person in show business. And as a result, I've stayed very healthy, very happy, and other people that aren't as happy and can't seem to find that part of them to make them happy, you know, things are not happy for them. In fact, you know what I tell everybody? The first 100 years are the hardest. After that,
The first 100 years?
Like making the first minute. It's always the hardest.
You've mastered it. We're going to try and take a look at this in some of your work as Robin.
Now, do one towards us.
Holy Nightmare! Holy Demolition! Holy Merlin the Magician! Holy Long John Silver! Holy Captain Nemo! Holy Polaris! Holy Heart Failure! Holy Almost! Holy Glowpot! Holy Sardine! Holy Hallucination! Holy Horseshoe! Holy Marathon! Holy Bikini! Holy Heartbreak!
watch me on Me.
Right.
On Batman.
Wow!
Same bat time.
Saturday nights at 10, 9 Central.
Same bat channel.
On Me TV.
Wow. That was by far my favorite childhood show. No, hands down. I used to race home from school just to watch that show.
Well, you know, there was something for everybody in our show. For kids, it was the hero worship. I mean, who would want to ride in the Batmobile, fighting his villains, climb the walls? For the adults, it was the nostalgia of the comic book that they remember as a child. Mm-hmm. And for the teenagers and college kids, it was the double meanings, the insinuations, the multiple levels that
the
we
writing
played on.
was genius.
I mean, we were constantly in trouble with the censors, but the people loved it.
Right? People still are like, holy this, holy that.
Yeah,
holy,
oh, absolutely.
Like it's like, it's never left anyone. Mm-hmm.
What were we seeing at the beginning of that clip?
Well, that was they wanted somebody who was athletic, and one of the things that didn't show was like I studied karate before it became really known in the United States, and I broke a board with my hand and stuff like that, and they had never seen things like that. And the fight scenes, I love doing the fight scenes. Now I had a stuntman on Batman, but unfortunately they almost never used it. And a quick story: in the beginning of the show. The very first day of filming, I was in the Bat Cave, you know, the famous thing coming out of the Bat Cave Batmobile. And I got in it was dark in the cave, and I looked over and I thought it was Adam West. But it wasn't. I said, who are you? He says, I'm a stuntman. I said, oh, well, why are you here? Oh, because this is very dangerous. And they don't want Adam West to get hurt. I said, oh, do I have a stuntman? Oh, yeah, you do. Oh, well, that's good. Where is he? Oh, he's having coffee with Adam. I said, wait, I think there must be a mistake. So they're saying, roll it up, get ready to show. Whoa, 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 please. And they come over, and I said, this man's telling me it's a dangerous shot. Oh, of course it is. I said, yeah, but why am I here? Oh, because we can't use the stuntman. Well, why can't you use him? Because he doesn't look like you.
Oh.
Well, why would you hire him to be my stuntman if he doesn't look? Couldn't find anybody else, right? So as a result, I did a lot of my own stunts. Okay, there were a few things like the choreographing of the fight scenes, because it took days to do a 30-second fight scene. Believe it or not, there's so much with tables on. So they used the stuntman for that. But they had a policy on Batman: if it was ever really dangerous, always use Bert. Wow. But they were very smart. At the end of the first episode, they took out this giant life insurance policy on me. I'm not kidding. And by the end of the series, I could swear they were trying to collect on that policy.
That's fantastic.
Such a gem. I mean, honestly.
Well, it was fun. It was doing, and you know, people love it. And there may be some new stuff coming out I can't talk about yet.
But we're excited.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited to follow you and your journey at gentlegiantsdogfood.com. Thank you for all the work you're doing.
Well, it's our charity. We love dogs. And you know, as I want to say one last thing, life is the most precious commodity there is. And we all should not only celebrate it, but do everything we can to extend it and promote it and treat it with respect.
Amen. Wow,
Thank you
so
so
beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bert. Stay tuned. We'll be
So
back
nice.
with more on Good Morning La La Land.
Roll.
Drum roll, please. Part of the Focus TV family, Ms. Kelly Gores is gracing the cover this month. She is the filmmaker behind the Heal documentary. We have a very special interview with Mr. Mark Teschner, Ellen Racketon, and of course some incredible people. We even have a special video about it as well. It's very near and dear to my heart because this issue I actually was the managing editor.
You did so much work,
Jasmine.
Jazz.
Yeah,
Big
thank
shout out to
you.
Andy and you and everyone that has been involved for sure.
Thank you, Andy, for the opportunity to be such an active part in this community.
Speaking of empowerment, Jeslyn, you crushed it.
Right?
Wow,
Boy.
thank you, Rob.
You are a power player, girl.
I really appreciate that. I couldn't do it without the both of you. You are my enlightenment. You are my life school every morning. So thank you for letting me be a part of your community.
So for people that haven't seen the documentary, let's just give them a little overview of what is the documentary. We're going to show the trailer in a minute, but from your perspective, tell them a little bit about it.
Yes, so the film, the film is basically showing people how incredible the body is and how we're designed to heal, and how big of an impact our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions have on our physical body. So, as you guys were mentioning before, those 9 healing essentials that people, tapped into, only 2 of them are physical. The rest were mental, emotional, and spiritual. So that I look at as kind of the ratio for what you need. If you want to heal physically, you really need to bring in the emotional and mental factors. And we see it in the placebo effect, how what you believe affects your biochemistry and your physiology. So belief and the mind-body connection is very powerful.
Good morning, La La Land, and we have the huge honor of being with Lillian Garcia.
Oh my God.
This month, gracing the cover of the Influence issue
Look at
of
that.
Focus magazine. Thank you so much for being
It's a beautiful
here.
picture.
So gorgeous.
Holy crow. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is really crazy. I mean,
it's beautiful.
You guys have no
It is.
idea what this means to me.
It does?
Yeah,
Aw.
it does. I tear up like so easy sometimes, but no, this is great. Thank you.
Of course, is the cover. Gorgeous.
Oh my God,
gorgeous
that is
cover.
so awesome.
And we have another little surprise for you, which is your article within the magazine.
This is so amazing. Holy moly, what is
A
going
real
on? Oh my
biggie.
God.
Oh.
When I'm out of town, I will leave that for my husband.
We're looking at this.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land on Thought Thursday. We are so honored to have Dr. Zagoni. She is a medical director of Gentera Center for Regeneration Medicine, HRT and IV Nutrition. What the hell is HRT?
Well, so it's Gentera Center for Regenerative Medicine.
Yeah.
And so we help the body, we use the body's own healing mechanisms to repair and rejuvenate faster and better than we could on our own. And
So you trick yourself into being your own medicine.
I wouldn't say trick, I would say enhance.
Encourage. Okay.
Yes.
So we know that
I love
that now naturopath medicine, we believe that if you detox the cell and you bring enough nutrition back into it, that it should be able to regenerate and rejuvenate, and we should be able to have much longer lives as well. Is that the same mentality that you guys have?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm trained as a naturopathic doctor, so that's the basis of everything that we do. And all of our therapies are based in that. So in school we would learn there's really 3 things that create disease. Too many toxins, environmental toxins, or auto intoxication. So if our cells have their own toxins that they're just bathing in, we got to take out the trash. And then deficiency, so that could be a nutrient deficiency, macronutrient, micronutrient, could even be a love deficiency, to be honest. The mind-body component is so huge. And then stimulating those healing mechanisms. So
Wait, so the 3 are detoxing, getting nutrition in, and then what's the third?
So take out the bad, put in the good, and then working
Love.
and then working with those healing mechanisms. What's cool about science these days, things like PRP, which stands for platelet-rich plasma, there are technologies that we can use that enhance these mechanisms even more than just the detox and the giving the nutrition. And we do that. And we do a lot of it through lifestyle, and we also do it through the therapies in the office, like IV nutrient therapy, BHRT, bioidentical hormone replacement therapy.
Yep. So, okay, so people out there looking, they're going, what does this matter to me? So one, we want to say, how can we higher energy, like so we're not bored, because we know boredom even comes with, sometimes it's a biochemical thing going on, right? So how can we just have more energy? How can we live longer? How can we, these are the things we're talking about. Why would someone care about this? Of course, they want to look good, they want to feel good, but what are really the takeaways of why somebody would want to come in and do this work?
Well, it's quality of life and longevity. So, like you said, boredom could be a biochemical thing. Anxiety can be a biochemical thing. Just about everything.
Insomnia.
Insomnia, very often a biochemical thing, also a mind-body component. So the way we live our lives today, there's so much hope for imagining what do you really want your life to be like. Like, I want to wake up every morning, take my hot and cold shower, and be able to serve the world, rock the day, love my man, love my body, and know that I'm doing good work in the world. And I want all of my patients to feel like they have the energy to go do that. So whether it's their family, whatever their motivation is, whatever their vision for their life is, and we connect our patients to that vision. Because if you don't have that, why are you doing the IVs? Why are we giving you hormones? Why are you doing anything?
Was this always your mission and vision for your life?
Yes. I joke that I was born into it. I was born at home, breastfed till I was 4.
Walking brand right here.
My mom says that's why I'm so smart. And my boyfriend also has that criteria. That's the joke. That's how we're meant to be. So we'll have smart babies. And when I was in high school, my mom was diagnosed with chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, and was basically bedridden for about 6 months.
Wow.
So even though we had grown up naturally, at that point she went the conventional route, was on steroid injections into her eyes for the iritis, was on methotrexate, which is a chemotherapeutic, even though she didn't have cancer. And at some point she was just like, I can't do this anymore. And so I watched her get herself off of all of her medications, find a practitioner in Chicago, which is where I was raised. And within 6 months, she was like 80% better.
Wow.
And I saw that as, you know, I'm in my formative years of what do I want to be when I grow up? I was a great student, great with people. And I was like, this is the thing. This is what I get to do. This is how I'm going to serve the world.
So why do that at Gentera?
So I've actually known the executive team of Gentera for a few years now, and knowing the type of people they are, knowing their vision for the world, that we get to bring regenerative medicine all over the world, that we get to help people get out of pain, have more energy, have a better sex life, connect with each other. This is the group. These are the people, and I'm truly honored and in so much joy and pleasure that I get to be the doctor that gets to do this with Gentera.
So I'm a semi-client. I come in and I do my blood work, and then you go, okay, here's what we recommend for detoxing, here's what we recommend for bringing nutrition in, and then here's a list of all the things we can do to get you on the whole next level. Is that how it looks?
Kind of. So we start with consultation so that we know exactly what blood work we want to run. So we might be running everything, full hormone panel, full thyroid panel, and these markers are very extensive. This isn't like a TSH and a CBC that your primary care doctor is going to run. These are sometimes hundreds of markers we're looking at. And my job is to sit down, look at everything, put all the pieces together, and then convey the information to you in a way that's not overwhelming, and then give you a simple plan to follow so that we're actually doing something with that information that makes a difference for your life.
Wow.
So my favorite test is our micronutrient panel. We can look at 35 different vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and antioxidants, the levels inside our cells. So if we're missing something like zinc, we might not be able to make enough testosterone, and that can affect our energy, motivation, sex life, muscle mass, fat, marriage, you know.
Everything.
Yeah.
So as my father, I think he's been a naturopath for almost 40 years now, and one of the things he found, it was like he'd work with all different people, different issues, different diseases, whatever, and he found every single one of them he had to put on a cleansing or a sauna program because a lot of their bodies wouldn't even respond because they just had too many toxins in them. So how do you guys help people cleanse and detox?
So I start with what's called our foundations of health. Every patient gets this when they walk in the door. And the first thing, it's all the lifestyle stuff. And on that is saunas. And then we also have castor oil packs. We also have hydrotherapy. So like the contrast showers are a nice gentle detox in the morning. Sometimes we do that through IV therapy. So glutathione, superpower antioxidant, also a great detoxer for the liver.
So everybody's seen this on Instagram, right? Like Chrissy Teigen and all the models sitting there dripping.
Yeah, drip it like it's hot.
Drip it like it's hot. I mean, really, because I was wondering, is it just something that's trendy to do all these like IV treatments, and you know, is it just a quick fix? I'm hungover, I'm gonna go in, get my IV, and then retox all again, right? The whole detox retox thing.
Pre-tox, tox, detox, retox, all the things, all the toxins. Sometimes it is a quick fix. For something like a hangover where you're depleting your magnesium, your B vitamins, your glutathione, you feel better because you're getting those nutrients back in quickly, you're getting the hydration. But it's actually a long-term strategy for a lot of patients because we're not getting what we need through our diets today. And there's a number of reasons for that. The quality of our food, how well we're actually digesting and absorbing food, so the quality of our gut. I think just about every patient I see has some level of gut dysfunction. So that could be just heartburn, indigestion. It could be leaky gut. It could be full-blown IBS, IBD. And every micronutrient panel I've ever run has come back with at least one deficiency.
Right. Would you say that's the most surprising part of the work that you do? What would surprise people most about the work you do?
How many miracles happen. Like how much healing is really possible. I think we forget, being in the conventional medical paradigm for so long, you think you have a diagnosis or a disease or a symptom and you're going to have that forever, but that doesn't have to be the case. You can totally heal. And that's what I love about our medicine.
Love that.
So unfortunately we're running out of time, but we want to hear one last thing. We hear you have something around sexual healing,
Sexual rejuvenation. So sexual healing could be a very different program. I'm not opposed to that either. But for sexual rejuvenation, we take both a systemic approach and a localized approach, and both for men and women. So we want to look at what do your hormones look like? Most people have low testosterone, men and women. And then what are your nutrient deficiencies? What are your inflammatory markers? So we want to make sure that your body is healthy, because a healthy body is a sexy body and a fertile body and a sexy body. And then we also will be implementing some topical /local treatments, both for men and women, which we've been doing quite a bit of research on recently, which has been fun.
We'll have to have you back on a Friday for that one. So where can people find you?
Our website is www.gentera, GENTERA-med.com. I'm at drzagoni, Z-A-G-O-N-E, on Instagram, and our at Gentera is.
And where are your locations?
Oh, so our clinic in California is in the West Valley. We're actually in Canoga Park. And then we also have a Miami location.
Okay, great.
There you go.
Wow. Great work.
Thank you. Thank you,
so
Dr.
much.
Z.
Seriously.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more. Good morning, La La Land.
Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. We are so excited to announce
that Good Morning La La Land is now being featured on Connect TV.
That's right. You can check it out on Apple TV, Roku, iOS, and Android, as well as on the web.
Check us out. We're going to be everywhere, literally.
We are going to believe, connect, and change the world. It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are talking Thought Thursday. We've been talking to two fantastic guests, really about healing. And I think the question that I have, we've kind of already discussed the question of the day around boredom. The question I have is, what has been the greatest healing of your life, or maybe the greatest miracle in your life? So Bert, I'd like to start with you.
Wow, that's a deep question.
It is a deep question.
I think we can have multiple miracles. I don't think we're limited to one. But I think the fact that the realization that we're all on this planet for such a short period of time, and that every second counts. And I guess as you get older, you realize that time gets shorter, and you realize, like, gosh, there's so much to do. How could I ever be bored? There's so many things I want to do in life. So for me, it was the inner realization how precious life is, and how much important it is to make not just yourself happy, but you can actually make yourself more happy by doing things for others. And the greatest happiness I've ever had was doing things for others as opposed to myself.
You've done so much incredible work for others, for the animals that we love. What else possibly could you want to do?
Oh, there's lots of things. There's so much to do.
What's on your list, Bert?
More stuff in the movie and TV business. Yeah, because then you can reach people, and you know, I believe if you entertain people in a way, that's partially healing, because you're making their life a little happier and things like that.
Norman Cousins healed himself that way, supposedly, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Watched comedies and he laughed his way to help.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. What about you, Dr. Zagoni?
So I would say my biggest miracle has been realizing that the entire universe is not just supporting me, but supporting everyone in our highest. And that's what healed a lot of my anxiety and a lot of my perfectionism and a lot of my self-criticism, was faith, spirituality, that realization of I can be on my purpose, in my purpose, and trust that, like, I'm aligned, I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing, I'm supposed to be on the show right now. And that's helped me help a lot more people, because then I'm not focused on, like, what am I doing right, what am I doing wrong, yelling at myself, all that sort of thing.
How's that possible?
Right? And it is interesting, that aspect of it. How do you guys deal with that in your office? Do you deal with it?
To start, so we create that therapeutic relationship, let them open up, and oftentimes it's not until 30, 45 minutes in that they tell us the thing that's really going on. And it might not be the thing for us to fix, but letting them share it and express it is often a huge healing jump. I've used a lot of different mind-body techniques throughout the last 5 years of my practice.
Amazing. Beautiful
Love,
work,
self-love,
right?
it is the greatest miracle.
Wow.
Yeah.
We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Now also available on Apple TV and Roku. And of course, you can listen to some of your favorite interviews on a podcast at iTunes.
Right? Like, share, and comment, you guys.